Amazing evening, Nigeria. Welcome to Updates is Precious. Another beautiful day to talk about things that happen for inside Nigeria. Thank God it's Friday. So I'm excited it's Friday. And of course, our Friday Sunday tonic. Good day with us in the house for us to talk about things that happen for inside Nigeria. But we promise not to take too much of your time. We're going to make it quick, and break down the conversation them one by one and let you rest. But make a begin give you some updates of things and what they happen as it is a tradition. All right, so sharply make I give you some updates. Suspected Boko Haram terrorists kill pastor, burn down Borno village, others feared dead. Did they hear me? Says suspected Boko Haram terrorists, number one, terrorists, kill pastor, burn down village, burn down Borno village. Others feared dead. Did you hear them? Okay. FCT Minister Wiki accused of illegally allocating protected Abuja Green area in Maitama Extension for luxury duplexes. Did you hear that? That FCT Minister Wiki accused of illegally allocating protected Abuja Green area in Maitama Extension for luxury duplexes. Who get those luxury duplexes? We know about them. National Industrial Court grants Minister Wike's application. Orders FCTA workers to hot strike. So by force, they go stop them. Jimmy, they don't want to stop strike before. They go stop them. I tell you, say court go give Wike judgment. And court has granted him the labor unions, NLC, TUC give Nigerian government 14-day ultimatum on health workers' salary, one of nationwide strike. You know, say Joe Jesus don't that is joint health workers, don't they strike since then they strike before Christmas, then they strike till now. We don't even know. And that has crippled the healthcare system. Because how do you want to get medical care without facilitating your papers and all that? Then they strike since. Okay, make we go ahead. Nigerian police arrest two Niger State journalists for exposing alleged certificate forgery by Suleja Council chairman. They can't accuse them, say they no pay taxes. They evade tax, now make. Nigerian police arrest two Niger State journalists for exposing alleged certificate forgery by Suleja Council chairman. Now what? This Nigeria Sha. Peter Obi rally supporter for ADC candidates ahead of FCT polls. And then I am alive and still fighting. Reverend Ezekiel Dachomo shuts down liver failure lies after 9 million propaganda flop. Ew! Oga say na 9 million wey dey collect and na im make dey go talk say get liver problem, but say still dey here. Oga Dachumo say in dey conduct burial right now, im still dey here. Tax forgery scandal. Reps minority caucus confirms illegal changes in gazetted tax laws. That is, the minority caucus don gree say yes, true. We don gree now say changes dey for inside there. Wetin una go come do about the changes? Illegal changes, na im dey even call am. Illegal changes in the gazetted. The same tax law wey we don start now. Why was someone supporters against money politics after Governor Yusuf exit from NNPP? American, are they careful of money politics? You people should be careful of money politics. Now, Rivers, court holds Fubara impeachment suit indefinitely. Court don't bala full stop inside that indefinite. That's impeachment. Say, hold on here. Hold on. This suit will get to do with impeachment. You hereby remain here for a long time. We can't tell you when. Now, Mr. President, Wike has done enough. He has done enough. Abandoned FCT, wrecking River State. He has to go. He has to go. That now what matter with BC people they talk. National Assembly confirms the illegal alterations in gazetted new tax reforms, and I did tell you that already. Pastor, two hunters, others killed by Boko Haram terrorists in Borno village. And then Northern Elders Forum condemns Tinubu government over national gold refinery cited in Lagos. How dare you cite national gold? Lagos get refinery. Sorry, Lagos get gold. What do you cite national refinery in Lagos State? Amoteko arrests 16 suspected bandits from Kwara attempting to relocate to Ikiti. From Kakwara to bandits lay siege to Gurubi communities in Katsina, shoot sporadically anyhow, and they shoot. And then Ohanes Ndigbo in Canada urges Southeast Nigerians to register en masse for 2027 elections. Bandits kills Zamfara cleric after collecting 2 million ransom, 70,000 naira airtime and phones. Now they take still kill him. Terror financiers are in your government, making decisions with you. They're making decisions with you. Cleric Ayodele wants Tinubu for the prophecy where you don't release. Meanwhile, US Nigeria launched joint counterterrorism working through to protect vulnerable communities. 5 Nigerian military officers detained over alleged coup against Tinubu. Tinubu fall ill in custody. I think I've told you about this before. 5 of those people who were arrested for the coup are sick, critically sick, and their families are, in fact, they're planning to protest that they can't have this because they denied them access to their family members. Bandits abduct Baptist pastor, 3 daughters in Kaduna village, 3 daughters of the man and the man himself. So terrorists invade Sokoto village, open fire on residents, and then gunmen kill 3, injure 1 in fresh Benue attacks. Well, all of these and more stories now we get to bring on this evening. Joining us for Inside the Studio, Na Oga Prince Francis Chilaka. Prince Francis Chilaka, thank you so immensely for joining us and welcome to the show. Good evening, sir. Sir?
How is River State?
Sir, please now, can we start with something else?
You know, say today na Friday. You know, say today na Friday.
Sir?
We're thanking God today is Friday. Don't forget, your father, Chief Dr. Aji Nyesom Wiko, was in London to attend the graduation of his son. You know, and then I keep asking myself, our leaders have killed our educational system. Our leaders have driven the people into poverty, but yet they're sending their children abroad to go and train them. And after training them, they bring them back. For those who have served their father, to also serve them. People like say the person who cost the man cost Nigeria finish, can't enter Nigeria, go die.
Ew.
Not been able to find the cure. We have not been able to find the cure of what is happening in this nation. You know, from UK, now they send missile where they go on strike. People that are asking for a better work condition, good working condition for them. You are truncating the River State, causing a place. All the people that are causing confusion in this country, God went down one after the other.
Should I say amen?
You know, sir, as long as above your state, you're not going to say amen now.
Welcome, sir. I'm so sorry. Welcome, sir. All right, so let's get straight to it. But before we get straight to it, plenty of things they happen for inside Nigeria. There was something that happened yesterday along the Okada axis of the Benin Ore Expressway when, for broad daylight, kidnappers attack vehicles when they travel for that expressway. And you know, say that in a major road, east-west road where connects the western part of the country to the east and to the south. And they shoot sporadically, they even kill somebody on the spot. It was shocking to me that I'm not seeing any newspaper carry that story today. But thank God for Arise Television with BC Carrier, including the eyewitness reports of the what do they call them? The people that we see them at time when they carry them. People then we did it, even though they could not get the exact. It was happening in a distance, but they were hearing gunshots and they were talking about it, so they took videos. So it don't reach that level where it be safe for broad daylight along the major expressway for Nigeria. These people go stop vehicles, kidnap everybody. Prince Francis Chilaka, I mean, I was listening to the Arise Television show this morning, and Rufai Yosemi said, this is just anarchy on itself, that it is now anarchy in Nigeria. There's nothing else we want to, and there's no way to explain this. What does this speak of about our country?
Nigeria has become a failed state. Nigeria has become a failed state. Failed as in failed. And if care is not taken, in the coming weeks, in the coming months, we will begin to see the true color of a failed state. Because the resilience of the people would win out. And when that happens, there will be chaos and anarchy in the land. You and I saw how 170-something people were kidnapped in Kaduna from 3 churches. And the state commissioner of police had the effrontery and audacity to come out and issue a denial to that. And nothing happened.
They said they don't get evidence at that time, I make.
No, Precious. You see, having evidence is one thing. If you don't have an evidence, you do not say something does not happen. You would have rather said that you are investigating the matter. But you outrightly came out and said it didn't happen. Now, if you look at that statement further, it's more like saying they were creating a passageway for the kidnappers to move. Because when you say it did not happen, instead everybody should go home and forget it. But you see, are we asking ourselves questions? Do you know the logistics involved in moving 177 people to a destination? How were they moved? Are we saying that all the period they were moving them, they did not encounter policemen on the road? They did not encounter soldiers on the road? Is that what we're saying? They did not encounter people who would have called to say, this is what is happening. But when it comes to roadblocks, where 200 naira will exchange hand, where young boys will be searched down to their pants, down to their statement of account, down to their phones, and down to where they will transfer money, the Nigerian police will be up and doing. The Nigerian military will be up and doing. But when it comes to securing the lives and properties of Nigerians, a duty they have taken upon themselves, you will find them wanting. Broad daylight, Precious.
Sir?
Broad daylight in Edo State.
That's the most shocking part of it.
Are you now trying to tell me that there are no police stations or police posts around that area? Are you trying to tell me that there are no checkpoints intermittently around that area? It takes us back to what was playing out in the Southeast when we had unknown gunmen, when we had people who were non-state actors enforcing sit at home. On Tuesdays, the checkpoints are there. Wednesdays, the checkpoints are there. And, stretch, not just one. We're talking about 20 to 30 checkpoints, or even 50 in the Southeast. But on Mondays, when they're meant to be there to quell any nuisance, to quell the activities of non-state actors, you don't find these checkpoints. The checkpoints are there, but you don't find the policemen or army men or those uniformed officers who stay there from Tuesday to Sunday. What does that tell you? So in a broad daylight in Benin, what is Okpebolo doing? Mondo Okpebolo, what is he doing?
The Federal Express Road, Dingo say no being.
It does not matter. It is part of his state. It is part of his state. He should take responsibility. What was he doing? His own is to be all over the place talking about wearing one cap that does not put food on the table of Nigerians. So we found ourselves in a maze and we don't know how to get out of it. Honestly speaking, we have found ourselves in a very deep shit and we don't know what to do. There is no part of Nigeria today that kidnapping is not taking place. kidnapping has become a very lucrative business in Nigeria.
This is really sad.
Extremely lucrative. And nobody's saying anything. The highest thing the government will tell you is that, oh, we're investigating, we're flushing out, or we're killing these terrorists and all of that. But is that the solution? What really amazes me is the fact that each time people are rescued, or the bandits or terrorists or whatever you call them, release those they are holding in captive after collecting ransom, nothing happens to them. Are they magicians? Do they just disappear into thin air? Look at what is happening in Zamfara State. I thought they had an agreement in Zamfara State. They had an understanding with the bandits. But it appears that the bandits are no longer interested in any understanding.
Understanding. Oh yeah, like we have with Katsina. We're having with Katsina State and Kaduna State.
Exactly.
Don't forget different kinds of Kaduna State and attacks.
Now we expect that Gumi should come out and talk to us, because he's been talking about negotiating, discussing, treating them like human beings, welcoming them into your home. And who are they?
And then make reference to Kaduna State. Say Kaduna is peaceful because they are negotiating. So it's Kaduna State peaceful.
Since 600 and something people were taken in Kaduna, have you heard anything from Gumi? Have you heard anything from the Nigerian Northern Elders Forum? Have you heard anything from Eti Allah? Have you heard anything from Arewa Consultative Forum or Arewa Youths? Everybody has gone deaf suddenly. They're not speaking. And then when you talk about genocide towards Christians, everybody will wake up. Dead soul shall rise again. That is what you have. It's unfortunate the way we are. Each day we are drawing close to the fact that, the entity called Nigeria needs to be renegotiated. That is where we're driving to.
All right, sir.
Because we cannot stay in a country where some people believe that by killing and hurting others, and that their religion supports it, and everybody's keeping quiet. We're drifting towards that line where we need to sit down and ask ourselves, eyeball to eyeball, do we still want Nigeria to exist? Do we also still believe in the ideals of the founding fathers of Nigeria? If ever there was. Because let us stop pretending that all is well. All is not well. We need to stop this pretense. And the earlier we do it, the better for every one of us. So our leaders who wake up from deep sleep and tell you that the unity of Nigeria is non-negotiable is because of what they are stealing from Nigeria. But it is high time we begin to look at it. And that's why I keep saying that the document you have as your 1999 Constitution is an obnoxious document. That document does not reflect the reality of Nigeria of today. That document is Decree 24 handed over to you by the military. It does not carry that ambience of we, the Nigerian people. No. So it is time to think out of the box. As people who love Nigeria, we need to sit down and ask ourselves. I mean, if you are in a marriage and the marriage is not working, you sit down with your spouse and discuss. And if the discussion does not end well, you part your ways. Nobody has to die because you believe in Nigeria. No. That is not the whole essence of creating a nation.
All right, sir. So very quickly, since you're already reacting to the security concerns, we can take a couple of security headlines so we get. I'm not just trying to read details of the headlines because it's just sickening to keep hearing these stories over and over again. So I did say before that gunmen killed 3, injure 1 in fresh attack in Benue community, and this happened, I think, around 3 communities: Buruku, Okokolo, and Naka local government area. Those local government areas of Benue State. In one of the incidents, Mbakura Mbagen community in Bukuru local government area or Buruku local government area was invaded in the early hours of the morning. Reports indicated about 5 armed men stormed the village around 3:30 a.m. when people sleep, killed 2 members of the state civil protection guards, identified as John Kunde and Sota Obundi, and then killed others. That's. I mean, it keeps happening. Then in also Sokoto State, it's not different. As we heard that at least 4 people were killed and 3 others injured when armed bandits attacked Baide village, a remote hamlet in Tangaza local government area of Sokoto State. Okay. And then bandits also abducted the pastor, his 3 children in Kaduna State. So a pastor of Baptist Church, Pastor Daniel Bagama, and his 3 daughters have been abducted by bandits in Tudunbusa village in Chikun local government area of Kaduna State. A couple of these security related issues. Let's see. Let me quickly just see if I can wrap them up before I go straight to talk about, what we're trying to do to tackle them. As a matter of fact, okay, before I go to Reverend Ayodele and written in talk, we heard a bandit killed Zamfara cleric after collecting 2 million naira, some 70,000 naira airtime and phones from a family members. They still kill him, he die. Now, bandits lay siege to Groby community in Katsina State, shoot sporadically. They say people fear for that village. It was gathered that the armed men believed to be bandits or terrorists, as we call them, but bandits, as Nigerian government pet names them, operating in the Katsina South axis, moved to the Groby communities on Friday morning, shooting sporadically. Everybody, in fact, oh, wow, they say people need help. This happened this morning. And in Kwara State, they say 16 terrorists, aka bandits, will be say one run from Kwara State, enter inside Ekiti State, then catch them. Amoteku catch them, and they don't grab them. Then they, for one corner, they chill first. To go talk about their matter later. But still talking about insecurity issues very quickly. Let's see those insecurity issues before I tell you what Rev Dachomo said. Okay, let me see those headlines around insecurity. All right. So very quickly, we did hear that suspected Boko Haram terrorists killed another pastor, burned down an entire village, and also many other people feared dead. All of this is happening. But as I speak to you, a U.S. TACT team landed Nigeria yesterday, together with the U.S. Undersecretary General, and they say the purpose will make them come now to see how they will create a working relationship with Nigeria to stop the insurgency, the killing of Nigeria by armed Fulani terrorists, armed Fulani militias, now we then call them, and to protect Christians, the vulnerable, basically. And they say mostly Christians where they die anyhow for inside Nigeria. And that tax team, then they map out, they also promise Nigeria, said they will give them equipment, they will supply equipment with them will use fight terror as soon as possible. We'll make a quickly play you waiting and Minister for Information talk immediately after that. Before I tell you, waiting on Rev Dachomo talk. So this video is courtesy of Viable TV, and I think I gave them credit too on the screen. So that's it. So almost all our security chiefs, the IGP, Minister for Defense, the Minister for Defense, yes, and the the military heads generally were all present in the meeting with the U.S. Undersecretary. That's the U.S. Undersecretary General. We know who Ribadu. She's the one there with him, and they're discussing. So in other words, after then we see our Nigerian government to address the Minister for Information to address Nigerians within the outcome of the meeting. So far, these are the TACT teams. You see them, and then follow come, get us a B for inside Nigeria. So these are Minister for Defense, Oga Christopher Musa, and the other security heads also they present for inside the meeting, and some other ministers and also they available. Like you can see the DSS head, Oga Patapata for DSS, and other people then they for inside the meeting. Let me quickly move on to that's our IGP. Let me quickly move on to where the minister for
Open
yes, that's what he
bilateral
said.
cooperation, especially between the two countries, as regards the designation of Nigeria as a country of particular concern. You have heard remarks by the National Security Advisor of Nigeria and the U.S. Under Secretary of State for Political Affairs. Therefore, I want to give you a few remarks, and thereafter, if you have any questions, we can then take. Now, this engagement that we have just had represents the third high-level engagement by senior U.S. government leadership since the visit of the Nigerian delegation to Washington in November last year. Now, this also follows two congressional delegations hosted in December of 2025, and we are now having this working group between the two countries convening to work together to see how the two countries can work together to solve the pressing issues on the table. This bilateral engagement reflects not only our shared commitment to religious freedom and the protection of civilian population, but it is also a mature and strategic relationship that is grounded in trust and also in shared responsibility, especially between our two nations. The partnership has been useful, with the US and Nigeria cooperating militarily, but also in intelligence sharing and in general security. And I want to state here that indeed this cooperation has translated into very tangible operational gains. It has enhanced our intelligence sharing. It has also brought about closer coordination between the United States of America, AFRICOM, and Nigeria's military. Of course, this is across all sectors, as you have heard from the National Security Advisor. The US, as we also heard, has committed to timely delivery of outstanding military equipment, such as drones, helicopters, platforms, spare parts, and also will provide associated support system that Nigeria has procured over the past 5 years. Now, the idea is that these meetings will seek to accelerate the delivery of this military equipment and other support that we require from the United States. Now, we want Nigerians all to know that this partnership is working and is also yielding very tangible results for us. We are beginning to see the gains of this very close relationship that we are developing with the United States of America. We want to use this opportunity to tell Nigerians that this cooperation is indeed yielding the desired fruit. We want Nigerians to be patient as both countries continue to engage for the betterment of.
All right, sir. So, one of the things we shock a lot of people now, waiting some people post after this video, like someone for social media, an economist, Carl Waja, posted this, and this is what he had to say when he posted the video. And a lot of other Nigerians too don't get things to talk about this cooperation. But this is what he had to say. He said, later they will write, Mazi Kanu Emeka Okoro, Mazi Emeka Okoro, a rare Axley dealer in the Navy, sent text to Rubio telling him where to bomb. But now they don't they do TACT team now. They do meeting for where to go. Nigerians are like, do we always have to toe towards tribal line? Because if the Nigerian government, now the reason we make it talk this one, because if the Nigerian government had always said that whatever striking will happen for Nigeria and because of the ban, in collaboration with the United States, because of the agreement where they get, I didn't give them that they get shared intelligence and agreement on how to do this thing and for where attack. If a Nigerian government said that they may even give the intelligence Congo stuff based on the bilateral relationship, how come they come talk? See, a whole New York Times come right say, nah, they rely on a screwdriver seller. But then again, other rumors still they go around concerning things that they happen around this attack. People have been carrying rumors that Oga Ezekiel Dachomo is sick, he's having liver disease and he's almost dead. Now here's a response he gave to those people who's been saying that. Take it.
Some of you said that I'm dead. I'm alive, I'm not dead. Yes, some of you said they have flown me to abroad and about to die. With sickness, I am alive. Some of you that have cooked up, that I'm finished. I'm still alive. And I'm going to perform today the latest burial. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit.
So that now the burial of other people we still don't die because of terror attack where they conduct again for inside Plateau State. Make a take a reaction to all of these conversations.
All right, let me start from Reverend Dachomo and the rumor around surrounding his supposedly illness and death. Unfortunately, we have come to that point in Nigeria where propaganda and psychophancy is the order of the day. It simply shows you the extent to which those who believe that the killing of Christians in Nigeria should be suppressed. So they're ready to go to whatever extent it will take. And unfortunately, like I told somebody earlier today, unfortunately, those who parade themselves all over the place as men of God have lost every atom of, the ability to speak. They have lost the ability to speak truth to power because they feel that they do not want to offend the government of the day. So the lives of those who pay tithes and offerings to them no longer matters. So they can sacrifice them. So I'm happy that Reverend Dachomo has come out to clear the air, to show that he's still hale and healthy. We pray that God will give him many more years on planet Earth. Now you move. Oh, you said amen. Okay.
Why I not go pray for long life?
When I'm ready for you, I will come back.
No, you say may God give him many more long years on earth.
No problem, precious, no problem. When I pray for your uncle, you refuse to say amen. But you see, on a more serious note, the Nigerian government has not shown to Nigerians that they are committed in protecting Nigerians. They have not. Rather, the government is enjoying propaganda, is enjoying psychophancy being exhibited all over the place. I remember on the 25th of December when Donald Trump, decided to bomb some sites in Sokoto State. The federal government came out and said, "Oh, we did it together. We provided the intel." At that time, the federal government was all over the place. When you have an interview with any minister, he's telling you how they have decimated Boko Haram and all of this in Sokoto State. How the federal government is is so good at providing data. And then all of a sudden, we hear that there's a $9 million being used for PR. And a lot of people have come out, a lot of educated Nigerians, a lot of Nigerians that the younger generation look up to. They have come out to give you 1,001 reason why the government must lobby, why that money is not wasted. And then I ask again, a man whose children is hungry, a man whose children are sick, a man whose children cannot afford the things of this life. So rather than use that money you have as a father to buy drugs, to send them to school, you are using it to go and give somebody else to begin to praise you for not doing what you're supposed to do, to begin to use the money to cover up your dirty linens. And the Nigerians who are educated are out there clapping. So it is really, really sad. It is really shameful where we have found ourselves today as a people and as a country. So for me, like I said, Nigeria is at the verge of a failed state. The government should pray that the people do not wake up one morning and decide to say enough is enough. Because we are pushing the people every day. Every day you're pushing them. Now you're talking about the news about people being kidnapped, people being killed, villages being razed, and you're looking for the mainstream media to carry it. Precious, you're from River State. But now you're talking like somebody from Ondo State.
Sorry, sir.
You expect the media that is controlled by government to tell you what is happening, the reality of what is happening. Anybody having that mindset needs to have a mental health check. Because I remember I'm told that it is the duty of the government to hide things. It is the duty of the press to uncover it. So it's unfortunate. It brings us back to the issue of IDP camps. No matter what step government is taking to eliminate and decimate these terrorists, let us not lose sight of the fact that a lot of people living in the IDP camps have their villages, they have their ancestral homes that they cannot go back to. And nobody in government circle has been able to come out and tell us who are the new occupants of these people's ancestral homes. And why is it that government is comfortable keeping people in IDP camps? So we need to ask ourselves questions. And like I'm saying, the question we need to ask is, are we ready? Are we willing? Do we want to continue as one Nigeria?
All right, sir. So, and you mentioned IDP camp. Now, wait to make me quickly want to talk about them. So, we here say the federal government don't earmark about 518 million US dollars for the rehabilitation of people where they displaced around the northeast of Nigeria. And me, I feel say this is a very laudable development, but make her take care. I mean, this is the government doing well because we've often said that they need to be treated fairly, just like they also treat those who put them for the condition when they do their rehabilitation and radicalization. May they also treat the people where they put for the same condition the same way. So, what's your reaction to that?
The money that has been budgeted, Precious. Is that money going to be used to send the people back to their ancestral homes? Or is the money going to be spent in IDP camps? If the money is meant to be spent in IDP camps, I do not support that expenditure. Because at the end of the day, it will be embezzled. But if it is meant to take people back to their ancestral homes, it's a good venture. It's something everybody should applaud. At least we know that for once, the government is thinking about the people. For once, the government is understanding what these people in IDP camps are feeling. But anything short of that, it's going to be another avenue for money to be moved out.
All right, sir. Okay, so let's quickly move on to other issues very quickly. There are a couple of issues that we need to touch and tip tap so that we can take calls. Well, I don't know if you'd like to chime in on this conversation around the soldiers detained for alleged coup against President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. So we hear that 5 out of those soldiers detained are in very critical conditions. And remember, they say they put them for a dark room, give them access to their families, sir.
Nobody has owned up that there was a coup.
But then why are they holding them? Even Femi Falana don't say release them now or charge them to court.
Exactly, because I never believed
the military guard.
What they said that it was because of indisciplined act. So I don't know how an indisciplined act will not turn the person to stay in prison forever with lack of communication. And if you say that they committed an act of indiscipline, who did they disobey? Why did they disobey the person? So the thing is that the government mismanaged that information ab initio. And by the time they were caught in their lies, they didn't know what else to say. So if there was no coup, and you are holding people because you said there's an election, so who were they plotting against? If you think there was a coup, government, take them to court or try them according to military law and do whatever needs to be done and set them free or you jail them. But keeping them in detention where their health is deteriorating is a no-no. Except the coup in the moon, and they're trying to shift it from the moon to the earth. But as far as we know, nobody has admitted within the circle of the government that there was an attempted coup.
All right, sir. So talking about security, just before we conclude the security issues, there has been a vision, a prophecy of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. They don't see prophecy for until and say people wey they sponsor terrorism dey for inside in government and say they wine and dine with them. That these people even make decisions and he no ignorantly. So I don't know. So he said people financing terrorism and supporting terrorist activities in Nigeria are operating from within the military and the corridors of power where you did. Now, the allegation, okay, yeah. So, okay, he warned that the failure to decisively confront terrorism would have serious implications for national stability and the success of Tinubu's administration. Who they talk this one? Professor Yadili. And they talk this one. So you see the vision for President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Say people when they sponsor terrorism, then they inside your government. Then they wine and dine with you and then they take decision. What you go feed do about them. Prince Francis, can you hear me?
Yeah, sorry, I can hear you. Please, can you repeat yourself again?
I say Prophet Ayodele, and I don't see vision for President Tinubu.
I can hear you now.
Some people when they sponsor terrorism, they in government, they wine and dine with and they take decision and say the thing of making administration, it would be one of the things will go affect in administration very badly.
You know, they say religion is the opium of the people. Give them.
Okay, network then. For their sincere apologies. I cannot go. We cannot do this. We cannot do this. Hello, sir.
I am here. I am back.
Please. Go ahead, please.
So I started by saying that religion is the opium of the people. Unfortunately, those who call themselves pastors, visionaries, evangelists, call them whatever name you want to call them. They understand the gullibility of Nigerians. And so they play on the mindset of Nigerians. I don't know when Nigeria turned into a country where every now and then prophecy must be seen. They will be prophesying, but we don't see an end to these prophecies. We don't see results to these prophecies. It shows you that something is wrong. And how come that it is only 1 or 2 people that God has been speaking with? And God has not told them in all the prophecy.
This is tiring. What's going on? Sorry, sir.
For this country. God has not told them that the 1999 Constitution is a document that is dead on arrival. God has not told them that the 1999 Constitution is the reason why Nigeria is the way it is today. God has not told them that the leaders we have since we came back to civil rule, they have all continued to defraud this country, to rape this country with impunity. God doesn't tell them that. God does not tell them that some of the people who come to make offerings, who come to make donations in their churches, are stealing money from government, and by extension, is stealing money from the people. God has not also told them that those of them who are flying around with private jets, that their church members cannot afford 3 square meals a day. So people should be very careful and wary of these so-called prophets and whatever they decide to call themselves. As far as I'm concerned, I don't take them seriously anymore.
All right, so let's move on quickly to other issues. So, the Northern Elders Forum don't condemn the Bola Ahmed Tinubu-led government's decision to locate Nigeria's national gold refinery in Lagos State. The NEF, that is the NEF, rather warned that the move represents a deliberate act of economic dispossession against northern Nigeria and a deepening of structural inequality within the federation. Now, in a statement addressed to northern political leaders, elites and stakeholders, the forum said the siting of the refinery far from the country's major gold producing areas in the north was neither an oversight nor a policy mistake, but a calculated decision with grave economic, social, and security consequences. The statement signed by NEF spokesperson Professor Abubakar Jidere accused the federal government of systematically stripping northern communities of value addition while concentrating industrial benefits to Lagos in Lagos and its surrounding areas. According to the forum, the decision reinforces an extractive economic model in which raw materials are sourced from the north while processing, branding, financing, and industrial infrastructure are consistently located elsewhere. He said the decision to locate Nigeria's gold refinery in Lagos while gold is mined from northern soil is not a policy error. It is not an oversight. It is a deliberate act of economic depression. Economic desperation. That's so it talk. It strips value addition from northern communities, exports opportunities to the already privileged center, and condemns the source regions to poverty, unemployment, and perpetual insecurity. They talk a lot of things, so but make I just back break him for not take too much time because it said a lot. It was a lengthy conversation.
Well, for me, I would have preferred if the government cited that factory in Owerri.
Yeah? Why?
Yes, because in the southeast we don't have the presence of the federal government, and that would have brought in its own presence and development in the southeast. But having said that, I'm shocked that the Northern Elders Forum, or whatever they want to go, the name they want to go by, are fighting against such establishment. Please, I beg, make them tell me, because this one I want to talk now, proper English no go fit explain now. The way I want to explain now. So I beg, precious, the bill I say, Fridays and I broken go dey speak for your show. I beg, my northern brothers, because make una text and answer me. The refinery wey dey for Kaduna, I beg, which oil they produce from Kaduna. Which oil? Because I know that the refinery sited in Kaduna, but yet there is no one drop of oil coming from Kaduna. I think it's part of the fact that we want to forcefully unite this country. Our leaders are forcefully trying to unite this country at all costs. That is why you can see people, coming against whatever is going to be put in Lagos. Or maybe they should start from saying the refinery in Kaduna has to be closed down and moved to the southeast. There are oil producing communities in the southeast. Why are there no refineries there? So please, I think the Northern Elders Forum, not on goof. For this one, the goof for not goof, you don't get part 2. Because as una say, una won't hold on to one Nigeria by hook or by crook. Whatever you get, make una take them. So for me, I think that this is also one of the reasons we need to have a referendum. We need to sit down. We need to ask pertinent questions. We need to have an answer to these questions. And we need to take an informed decision based on the answers that will be provided. So as it is, that refinery, since na Lagos, make it there. But, precious, let us look at it. Let us look at this issue critically. Is the federal government mining gold in the north?
Is it not?
Has the federal government come out to tell you that they're mining gold in the north? And if the state government is mining gold in the north, who are those mining it?
Me, I don't even see how much
And how come the gold that they're mining in the north, the proceed is not coming to the national purse? What is going on? Is it the case of we keep our own, we share your own? It seems to be the case. My own are public toilet, anybody can use it. But their own are secluded toilets. So my brothers in the north need to come out and tell Nigerians the truth. Who are the people mining the gold in the north? Are they legally authorized to mine, or are they illegal miners?
So what is the federal government? What is the federal government doing about it? Shouldn't it be the government's decision? The same way where the government, who they mine the oil for Niger Delta?
That's what I'm saying now. What the government wants to do is to create a situation where they will now be in charge of the gold that is mined. Because if you mine the gold in the north, you have to bring it down to Lagos for them to purify it and for it to be ready for you to sell to international community.
But we later heard that that's a refining this thing, the gold refining refinery is actually private. So here, say no big government even get them. Even though they will be excited, say finally Nigeria don't do something very resourceful. Or come later here say the government.
Sometimes the way you angle where they come, sometimes they vex me. And you go say no be government get up. After all, no be your government get the Dangote refinery by proxy. Have you forgotten? Say now they get Dangote refinery by proxy. Now so they won't get the gold fire this one too. Because today you don't talk about NNPC refineries, you're talking of Dangote. Is Dangote meant to take over the national refineries? No. Who are those who have operated these refineries to a ground? Where are they? Are they being investigated? No. Is anybody being punished? No. But tomorrow, you will hear that people are mining. People are mining. People are mining, yet you and I are not getting part of that money. One cup will never enter my pocket. Of the gold that has been mined over years. So the government needs to for me, if not only setting up a refinery, but there must also be the involvement of government in mining.
Okay, so moving on very quickly, let's get straight into politics as we hear that Justice Florence Iberisima of the Unubu High Court in Rivers State today has indefinitely suspended hearing in a suit instituted by Governor Siminala Ifubara and his deputy, Professor Ngozi Nma Odu, over the impeachment move against them. Now, so the suit challenges the impeachment process initiated by the Speaker of the Rivers State House of Assembly, Martin Amehula, alongside 26 other lawmakers and the clerk of the House. So when the case was mentioned in court Wednesday, counsel to Amehula and the 27 members of the Assembly, SIA San, informed the court that an appeal had already been filed. So he therefore urged the court through an oral application to halt further proceedings pending the outcome of the appeal. So bottom line, the Amehula team, Nine talks say, you know what, since we don't already appeal, now that's a injunction where court gives, they may they not continue with the process. It's 9-day appeal. So since they don't already appeal, the judge said, I cannot do anything again until pending the outcome of your appeal, since the matter still the appeal court. So this one don't put everything we get to do with the River State matter on hold for now. Part of it make the judge talk basically, say no go fit take decision for inside the impeachment until, because the case they appeal until pending the appeal court judgment. So that means we're still not sure. But meanwhile, Daniel Bola come out yesterday on the talk, say by the APC rules, saying the governor now be the leader of the party for River State. And this one can cause a lot of chaos because we're going to say, Godfather, they won't come and say, who governor now be the APC leader of River State. Why they talk like this? People, they also interpret this one as the body language of the president, things that the spokesperson of the president now talk this one. Make I take a reaction, sir.
Well, whether you like it or not, I told you from ab initio that this issue in River State will end like the issue of Lagos State. Obasa and the speakers and the governor. You saw how it ended. Obasa was impeached, but Mr. President said, go back and continue with your work. See, the truth is right now, Fubara has divided APC into two. Those who support the activities of Fubara, those who support the impeachment by Amahele and Wike's camp. So who do you think, in all honesty, who do you think that a President Bola Ahmed Tinubu will sacrifice? Obviously, they will not sacrifice Fubara because Fubara is a party member. And as a party member, like David Daniel said, he is the leader. I said this thing severally, that Fubara is the leader of the party in the state. Whether I like him or not, at the end of the day, the Speaker of the State House, Amehule, will come to beg Fubara for a second term. Go and write it down.
Hey, Fubara, hey, okay, sir, no problem. Let's quickly leave it. I mean, as it's happening in River State, it looks like it may be also raining such in Kano State, because Abba Yusuf this evening don't resign from the NNPP. People they suggested by tomorrow he don't join PDP be that and APC be that after continuous meeting where he don't get recently with President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and some kind of political tension. David, considering the fact say Kwankwaso bin don't talk and say they need to betray and go free like that. They need to betray. Now, here is Buba Galadima in an interview with Trust Television talking about the situation of the relationship between Kwankwaso, you know, say Buba Galadima now, NNPC chieftain, and strong ally to Kwankwaso. So talking about, you know, the Kwankwaso Abba Yusuf relationship and the subtle betrayal, or whether betrayal will be. Make a clear.
So, Abba was declared. He was a governor of Kano. A lot of his friends, we know, 3 months into his tenure, we know those who are pushing him to abandon Kwankwaso. We know.
So you know there is this pressure on him.
it doesn't matter.
I mean, you know there is pressure on him to abandon Konkoso?
I say we know. I don't want you to go further.
No, I want you to mention a name or two. From where? I mean, is the pressure from within Kano?
I've already given you the meat. Find the knife to cut and eat.
I don't have it, and I'm representing our audience.
So it's okay.
Is the pressure from Abuja or from Kano?
It can be from anywhere.
But it appears he has started.
He should abandon Konkoso. For me, personally, I think he has stayed long enough with the Konkoso.
And he can leave now.
At least I know he stood long enough under that pressure. Maybe he's relieving the pressure now. Maybe, I don't know. Because he has not said he's going yet, officially.
But the feelers around him have indicated that he is leaving.
We don't talk to them. They are too small for us to reply them.
Engineer, we remember last year, maybe early, when the SSG was spearheading the Abba Sayade Kaparka slogan, that Abba stand on your feet. That time, he was sacked by Abba. But now...
Which means Abba didn't agree.
Exactly. But now, here we are. Almost all the members of the State Assembly have endorsed his movement to another political party. Almost all the local government chairmen in Kano have also agreed that he should move. So, where are you, engineer? Are you aware of all of these developments?
Because I could have wished I could have used the Hausa word, but let me...
Please use it. The large chunk of our audience are Hausa speaking people.
By that and the Kasaba, because all of them did it, they know that apart from God, the person who made them was Senator Rabiu Musa Konkoso. Each and every one of them take chairman of council. I'm sure if they sleep, if they go to bed, they cannot sleep. Because it was Konkoso single-handedly that made them chairman.
But they have abandoned him now.
Doesn't matter. But God did not abandon him. What are the feelers coming from Kano? Forget about elected people. That is what maybe Tinubu and APC are also considering. Whether to take some people in or to forsake them. Because you have to bring value. But I want to go back to what I was saying. God made Abba Kabir Yusuf the governor of Kano State. But anything that happens in this world, there is a sila in Hausa. There is a reason for what, and there is a ladder. Konkoso is that ladder to all the elected NNPP people in Kano. In fact, even PDP.
What crime has he...
Let me correct. Even in APC, there is no single elected APC man in Kano that did not go through the Konkoso School of Politics. If there is, tell me, starting from Ganduje, Abdullahi Abbas, Barrow Jibril, Kaus Mela, who are them? All of them were Konkoso's boys.
Then something must be fundamentally wrong with Konkoso.
Fine, yes.
This array of people that you mentioned, they are no longer with him now. Where is the problem?
Yes, now. Let me finish that one of God. So now, what we are watching is that if what they are saying is true, I don't believe it is true. But if it happens to be true, because they are saying that they are going to APC because they believe that NNPP has problems and they can win election and not be declared because NNPP is in factions. Some school of thought says that even if they win election, APC or Tinubu will not allow them to prevail. Let's take the two scenarios. There was an election in Kano 2 months ago or 3 months ago. 2 constituencies. All the constituencies belong to APC. We won both. They took one. On which platform those people contest.
All right, so this is an interview he had with Trust TV where he said this. It's not all, but remember, say recently a conversation come up about a possible alliance of Peter Obi and Kwankwaso pushed by Olusegun Obasanjo and how he done they talk to northern political and power blocks about Peter Obi and Kwankwaso ticket. And Kwankwaso don't talk him to say he no go fit the camp if he no gets either vice presidential or presidential candidate. But most importantly, just after the meeting between Abba Yusuf, the governor of Kano State, and President Bola Ahmed Tinubu this week, we see President Tinubu announce a Kwankwaso Bukonsia. Abi then put up say Kwankwaso, there's a meeting, between we go hold between Kwankwaso and President Tinubu. We never know whether Kwankwaso don't attend that meeting or when he go attend that meeting. But it looks like something is brewing in Kano State, where we know this sure of so far. By tomorrow or so, we go down. Maybe end of next week, but we're here to enter inside APC. But one of the things Baba Galadima cites, that say most of them when they join Abba Yusuf to the camp, say they camp because in the talk say then they fear say even if they win election, their vote not will count because of Tinubu, and say they need to align with the center. Is this the fear of, and if almost every other governor way don't go, the talk say they need to align with the center. Why everybody they fear this center, and why it important to align with the center? Make I take your thoughts, sir. I be more go play part 2 of within Puba Galadima talk.
No, why is everybody drifting to the center?
What everybody they do? Your Enugu State governor, everybody we don't decamp. Everybody.
Let me tell you the truth. A lot of people in Nigerian politics, or a lot of politicians in Nigeria, they don't have integrity. They lack integrity. They are not party men. They are just professional politicians that have nothing else to do with. So anywhere the wind blows, they want to remain relevant. They want to remain in power. They want to continue to eat free lunch, free dinner, free breakfast. They want to travel for free. They want their children to go to school for free. They don't want to bear responsibility of paying for anything. So any opportunity they have that will keep them, in power, that will keep allowing them to get the largest they want, they grab it. And we've seen it, play out everywhere. So for Kano people to be telling you, for the elected officers in Kano to be telling you that even if they win election, their vote will not count, it means that there's a sinister arrangement on ground. It means that there is a plus between the executive arm of government and INEC to ensure that certain people are not returned during the election. That is what it means. That is my interpretation of what they are saying. It's simply the independence you talk about INEC, that INEC is not independent. Because INEC is looking at the body language of the president to take decisions. The governors are looking at the body language of the president. So it simply shows you that is why I said to you that this impeachment of your governor, Fubara, it will not see the light of day. It will not. Why? Because you have a president that is a political strategist, but not a administrative strategist. Politically, I give it to a Bola Ahmed Tinubu any day. But when it comes to governance, it is zero. So we will see a lot that will play out, because I know that you must also know that now that the governor is decamping to APC, the former chairman of APC will now become subject to him. That is how it plays out. So a lot is going to happen in Kano. But you must also know that the people in Kano have their own mindset. They are feeling, don't forget that they are holding a grudge against Bola Ahmed Tinubu. I hope you have not forgotten the grudge.
What is that grudge?
Those children that were arrested and charged for treason. It's a grudge. And they will make the government of the day to pay for that grudge.
All right, very quickly. Nigeria's phone lines are open. Please feel free to jump in on the conversation. 0817-029-4077. Let's just take us just a few calls and then we'll call it a day today. 0817-029-4077. That's the number to call. So just before we go, we hear say the House of Representatives Minority Caucus has confirmed that the unauthorized alterations that were made to Nigeria's recently enacted tax reform law after their passage by the National Assembly and accent. Now, this is raising serious concerns about the integrity of the legislative process and the rule of law. So in an interim report released in January 23, today, the ad hoc fact-finding committee chaired by Honorable Afam Victor Ogene detailed its findings following public allegations of discrepancies between the versions approved by lawmakers and those published in the official gazette. So difference, the probe was initiated in response to claims first raised on the floor of the House of by Honorable Abdulsamad Dasuki, who highlighted inconsistencies in key provisions. Now, the committee's investigation focused on 4 major pieces of legislation: the Nigeria Tax Act 2025, the Nigeria Tax Administration Act 2025, and the National Revenue Service, that is NIRS Act 2025, and the Joint Revenue Board Establishment Act of 2025. It included that material changes had occurred post-accent, that is after they don't accent the thing and then change the things, particularly in the Nigeria Tax Administration Act, where up to 3 conflicting versions are currently in circulation. Only one version aligns with the certified true copies officially issued by the House under the directive of Speaker Abbas Tajuddin. By the way, Oga Ogene, say na Labour Party member, we Aburi be impeached. Now, no, we then come out. What did they call them? Expel. All right, okay. Now, among the most significant unauthorized modifications identified were reductions in tax reporting thresholds, which lower the monthly cumulative figures from 50 million naira monthly for individuals and higher amount for companies in the approved text to even lower levels in the gazetted version. That is to say that people were supposed to pay money, as you may say, go pay from 50 million, it can't be lower. Now people will go pay, you begin pay taxes for maybe 20 million. So thereby expanding the tax net without fresh parliamentary debate or approval. So new obligations were reportedly inserted, including a requirement for taxpayers to deposit 20% of disputed tax amounts before pursuing appeals in courts, a provision absent from the past bills. In fact, different changes they will be said they make inside. Now the House don't agree, say true. Now true say they alter the tax reform. And they come on phone lines the ringo. Now earlier, Paul, I think an economist, a Nigerian economist, Paul had spoken very strongly in a television station, Paul Alaje, in a television station about Tinubu's economic reform. Now we know, say Oga Tinubu talk say the subsidy way come out now one of the biggest decisions so EPC take. Tough decision when only man we get that would be like a knife you take, and other people then people will never get mind. That make them know if you come out the subsidy. And then he also did say that all the reforms so you don't do so far are bold reforms will begin to see the result in no time. But here is what economics Paul Alaji thinks of Tinubu's administration and Tinubu's tax. In fact, Tinubu's economic reforms generally. Take a listen and please pay attention.
It is easy to say that Nigeria economy grew by 4.
By the way, this is courtesy of Western Spring Television.
By 4.6%. Is that really correct? In economics, it is easy to say that Nigeria economy grew by 4.6%. Is that really correct? In economics, is that really correct? Can you compare Nigeria with Osun State? Or can you compare Nigeria with Sokoto State? That is not be correct. You compare Nigeria with Ghana, you compare Nigeria with United Arab Emirates, and you compare Nigeria with Argentina. So when you are comparing, which currency do you use? You use the dollar.
Now, when you look at our GDP 2 years ago, it was $500 billion. What is it? $1 billion. What is it today?
199.
We are now $199 billion. Are we better off or worse off? We are living in our worst days. Pre-Jonathan regime, before we rebase the economy. Yeah. Before rebasing the economy, we're larger than this. So everybody, per capita income in Nigeria now is nearly above $1,000. What used to be $3,000. So are we better off or worse off? How can subsidy removal with flotation be better? The question you should ask is, what should we have done differently? And there are options which were made available, written and in discussion to authority. But the cheapest way is for government revenue to boost, hoping President Tinubu hoped that governors will invest in the economy. Was that done? Was that done? But for a few states that actually reinvested this back into the economy, it's important for people to know the truth. After all, your station is about as it is. Yes. We need to say the truth.
Yes, as it is.
This economy is not as strong as it should be. This economy used to be the largest in the whole Africa. Today, the last time I spoke with your correspondent, we were number 4. Today, we are now number 5. I checked. The largest economy in Southern America is Brazil. It's also the largest country in population. The largest in North America is the United States. It's also the largest population with largest economy. Then you now go to Europe and see in Eastern Europe, you see Russia as the largest economy and also the largest population. And go to Western Europe, where you meet Germany, the largest population, largest economy. When you come to Africa, oh my dear black Africa, Nigeria is the largest population. It's not the first. It's not the second. It's not the third. It's not the fourth. Now the fifth. So how can those two policies be good? It is more than obvious that they were made out of error. They were made in mistakes. And some of us had provided alternative solution to the government. Whether we will take it or not is another kettle of fish. But we cannot say because we have a deal, look for cutlass and beard ourselves, hoping that all will be well. It's like cutting our nose to spite our face. But well, the result is obvious in the public domain. People that are watching us and are listening to us, you ask themselves, are they better off today than they were 2 years ago? They should ask themselves. When we say that at the end of the tunnel, there will be light, the father of modern economics, macroeconomics for that matter, John Maynard Keynes, he said, and I quote, he said, in the long run, we are all dead. Ask anybody, we will go through pain. When will the pain end? Can they tell you it's going to be 1 year? It's going to be 5 years? Funnily enough, World Bank seems to provide this answer. Is that we should wait for 10 to 15 years? Can you continue like this for 10 to 15 years? And I asked in 2016, when I was interviewed by journalists, when Christine Lagarde told Nigeria that, don't worry, this economy will not go into a recession. I said, this economy will certainly go into a recession. I'm in Nigeria. I'm an economist in Nigeria. And I know for sure that this economy will go into a recession. Did you know that as against advice Christine Lagarde gave to President Buhari, Nigeria economy went into a recession? Was I happy? No. But is that the truth? That's
all right, Prince Francis Chilaka, you don't hear within a basic Paul Alaji talk and all the matter we get to do with President Tinubu. Sir? All right, sir. Make I quickly take this call. Why you see the laugh the economy situation? Hello, good evening and welcome.
Yeah, good evening, Prince.
Sir, yeah, Prince can hear you. Welcome.
Okay, just a quick one. I just wanna thank you guys for giving us this update, especially you, Precious. You are very active.
Thank you.
I don't even know how you are doing it. Even with receiving the news, having a headache, having mental problem fast. Because the kind of news that come out from Nigeria breaks my heart so much. I don't even know how you guys are coping. Honestly. Secondly, I'm getting like Tinubu. Do you know why?
Why?
He doesn't care, doesn't send anyone in Nigeria, and I like what he's doing to the Northerners. When Buhari was doing his own, they all kept quiet.
After all, they don't get seaports. They don't get seaports for there, but we build.
They go build a university. Is it in Daworan? There's something marine.
Honorable, you don't catch us. You don't catch us, honorable. We surrender.
Okay. He built rail to Niger. How did he build the Southeast? If people can move even the capital Abuja to Lagos, let him do it. Whatever he wants, let him do it. I don't even care anymore because the Northerners are suffering it more now than even we Southeast. Whatever he wants to do, let him do. In fact, they should leave him, let him just rule even after
2031. After 2031, make it continue.
When he continue, because now he's a cabinet government, whatever he wants, he will get. All the governor, everybody's saying on his mandate they will stand. So let everybody stand on his mandate. So after whatever he wants, he will get it. Whoever he wants to decide, he will get it. So Nigeria has messed up. So let everybody enjoy it. After all, nothing has told us that the people that vote in. So why are they complaining? Let them enjoy what they vote in.
Thank you.
You understand? I don't care. Now they try. Now PG will speak from Nasha. They try. God bless you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Please let me take a response and reaction.
Now, what do you want me to say? When Nigerians came out and said that document was doctored, we were told that our mouth would smell. Look, go sit down somewhere. That's what they told us. The question that we're asking today is now that they have confirmed, say our mouth no smell, our body no smell, but our government they ooze. Something they ooze from government. Who has been punished? Who has been held responsible? And yet, the man who is in charge of your tax, what's that his name again? I'm trying to remember his name. The consultant, so to say. Yes. I hope he will do a press conference tomorrow. Because the way the man went about saying that even the president cannot stop the implementation of the tax law, I knew something was amiss. Now that it has been established, maybe he's the one that even adopted the document. You know, and it is really something that is impeachable. Now that if the National Assembly know what they are doing, if they understand their oversight function, they would have initiated the impeachment process of Mr. President. And also ensured that all those who were involved are arrested. They will know that they are ready to move forward. They will know that the Nigeria of our dream is possible now. But the way it is, we know nothing will happen. Nobody will get punished. Not even this House of Rep or the Senate will point the finger at Mr. President or warn him. No. The thing is as dead as it started.
I don't know if you want to chime in on what Paul Ala just said. He mentioned the different countries that are bigger in population in their continent and subcontinent. America, Brazil, Russia, Germany, in their continent and their continental regions. All this because of their population, their economy are the best. So why it can't reach Nigeria and then be the largest population for Africa? But right now we're the 5th position for inside the economy. Waiting the warriors, waiting the doers.
So we have a large population. We have a large population. Unfortunately, we have weak systems. Our systems are not working. That's the problem. The system that is supposed to ensure that the resources of the land is well distributed, is well accounted for, is not functioning. So these people have land population, they are taking advantage of it, they are creating employment, they are giving good roads, they are ensuring that the things you need to survive as a human being is available. But in Nigeria, what happens? Your politicians embezzle all the money. They steal it abroad. They use it to go and do parties here and there. So that's the problem. The problem is not the population. The problem is bad governance, as simple as ABCD.
All right. Hello, good evening and welcome. What's your name? Where are you calling from, sir?
Hello, precious. Good evening.
Good evening.
Marvelous.
Marvelous. Good evening and welcome. Please go ahead.
Yeah, good evening.
Thank you.
Prince Sunoka, good evening. Thank you both for bringing this up to us every day. We thank you. First, like I always say, there's a difference between when we say digital and analog. There's a big difference. I know I once asked this question before. There's a big difference between those two. So we do not have leaders in that country. I will always repeat that we do not have leaders. That's number one. My take as in need stronger institution in that country. Institution that can hold people accountable. like these politicians that can hold every one of them accountable. Assuming we have strong institutions, I don't believe people like the present people we have in the seat of power will even get close to those seats at all. That mistake needs to be corrected. One person, that mistake that was made that allowed these people to even get close to that seat of power needs to be corrected for the future. If Nigeria is to stay together. So that's for that. And again, the way things are going now, because you could see the politicians themselves, they're also corrupting the young ones that are coming. Because most of them are even corrupt. They've even corrupt the younger ones coming up. Because the younger ones that are coming now need serious sanitization. You need to teach them about rule of law, how to be honest. Because that country have a serious job on its hands. That's why I used it. I believe the last time I called in last time. I said, imagine the children that are growing up now, because in the Western world now, as in, there are some kind of people, there are some adults that you do not even allow them to even get close to children, to even teenagers. They don't get close to them due to their ideology, due to the way they behave, due to the way things, their character and everything. They don't get close to them at all. They are banned for even getting close to where children are gathering, where teenagers are. So, but in Nigeria, anything goes for nothing. As in, you can see the way these whole things are all going, these are going wrong every day by day. These whole things needs to stop with immediate effect, because or else there will be no Nigeria again. If the way with the way Nigerians are with the way Nigeria is going now, enough is enough. Because people that are not supposed to lead that country, those are the people leading the country, and which is wrong. Look at the education system now. It's nothing to write home about. The education system is nothing to write home about. And education is the key. That education is the key. Huh? So, I will ask again, please, one question now to you, Precious or Priscilla, please. We have 36 states in Nigeria now, yeah? So how many governors now have moved to the APC, the number of states that these guys be able to... They
don't get about 31 governors. I mean, I think about Yusuf will make it the 32nd or so. I don't know, but please don't make me calculate. I have a headache.
31.
I better not make me count. So you have just a Bauchi state, Anambra state, Abia state,
Oyo.
Zamfara never still go.
And Oyo.
Oyo and Osun state for southwest.
So those governors now, what should we call them?
Sir, you say?
Those governors now that have moved to that party now, what should we call them?
Not be governors then be.
The campaign now, they don't become.
No, you can't call those people governors.
Why?
No, you can't call them governors.
Why?
Those are not leaders. So that's what I'm asking now, what should we call those people? Because those people now, let me put it this way, that those people now betrayed the mandates, the people of those states put on them. They betrayed it. They betrayed the people's trust.
The people do not matter. The people have never mattered to politicians. So let us excuse the people.
So you see what we're saying? That is the reason why now the people need to start standing up. Start holding these people accountable, starting from the local, what is it called? The local chairman or whatever they call. Starting from those local chairman, the chancellor, chairman, up to the leaders of each of those states, to the head. So the people now need to start, because that's what I said, because the people themselves, it seems they've caged the people somehow. I don't really know how to put it. It's like they've caged them to the extent for them not to be able
Sir?
So please, we all need to, that's why we need to continue leading our voice, because among all of them bringing themselves out now, that's why I keep saying the only person I still have that trust, I would say maybe it's a lesser, that a bit of little trust, is that Peter Obi. That's the only person I'm seeing that maybe as soon as he gets there, even though they will fight him, but he will manage to put some things in place. He will make some changes. He will make some kind of drastic changes in some areas. So I don't know. I don't just know, because things needs to be done, because we need to save that country. Because I even heard from one of the news you posted now, there was a kidnapping attempt towards some express road yesterday or today as well, which you just
you know, see that there's a video I posted now. They are not the evidence, and they go watch the video.
That's what I'm saying now. That's what I'm saying now.
It was crazy, broad daylight like this. If you see the shooting, they don't send anybody.
You see why I said, because the country needs saving. It needs. If this guy can just, if the present people in charge now can just do the Nigerians a big favor, they should just resign. They should just resign. They should just, at least they've looted enough. Abi, they've punished the people enough. They should just resign and let the capable hands take over. People that can restructure that country, reset that country on the right direction. Because the world is watching Nigeria. Nigeria has become a laughing stock.
All right, thank you so much, Mr. Marvelous. Thank you. I mean, no one make go past 12 o'clock so that we feel free Prince Francis Chilaka. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
I appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you, Prince Francis Chilaka. I'd like to say a big thank you to you. Sincere apologies for dragging you out like this. I appreciate you big time. Thank you so much.
Hey, you're welcome.
Why you laugh for something?
Yes. No, they laugh now. He said, when they resign, I won't ask, I said, who they for this country? Where a person don't resign? Who did they put money for a mouth, may spit them out? Now the kind of that's what we get. So anybody that doesn't make they resign, the person they waste energy, they waste time. But they will continue. But the people need to wake up. The people need to know that power belongs to them.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, Nigerians, for being part of the show. God bless you. Good night, sir, and enjoy the rest of the evening. Good night, sir. All right, to Nigerians, I'd like to say a big thank you to you. I appreciate you big time. Continue to speak out about things happening in Nigeria. One day, our cry will reach the ear of the Lord and the right thing will happen. But at the meantime, I'd like to say good night to everyone and thank you so much. Protect your mental health because all these things really happen. They're easy to put on for head. And in case you never like this post, which you did wait for now, make a buy you wine or you like it now. Like, share, and make sure it reach as many people as possible with there around you. And like and share. I mean, they pay money and free of charge. So kindly like and share. I'll see you tomorrow evening, God willing. Good night and God bless you. Goodbye.